Hello my friends. Today I want to find the solution of this system of equations. Actually I have two equations, name it the first one and the second one. But to solve this system of equation, I just let square root of a as x and square root of b as y. So by this assumption, you can write this system of equation in a new form. The first equation is now x plus y equals 2, and this one, because this one is square root of a times the square root of b, which is x times y equals to 2. Now the first equation is that and second one is here. From the first equation, you can take this y to the other side. So x now is, by flipping the sign, 2 minus y. So this is another assumption. So we can replace x from here to the second equation of that. From the second equation, by replacing x, you have 2 minus y times, replacing x as 2 minus y, and times y equals to 2. By multiply these two terms, you have 2 times y, 2y, minus y times y, y squared, equals to 2. Now I can take these two to the other side. 2y minus y squared minus 2 is equals to 0. Now I can multiply the both sides to minus 1, because the behind of y squared as a standard form, we don't like anything, numbers or sign or anything. So the best way and simplest way to handle that is to get rid of anything there. So by multiply to minus 1, we have minus 2y plus y squared plus 2, 0, and or as a standard form, minus 2y plus 2 equals to 0. And this is a familiar form for square equations, the second order equations, because y now is minus 2 is 2 plus minus its squared is 4 minus 4 times 8 over 2. And you know, this is a negative number, so we have a complex root. Two complex roots actually, because it's second order. Y is now 2 plus minus 4 over 2. The square root of 4 is 2, but minus 1, the square root of minus 1 as a definition of imaginary number is I. So you have y equals to 2 plus minus 2i over 2, or by dividing over 2, 1 plus minus I. Okay, this is our answers or roots for y. I can erase this side to continue and go further with my solution. Please, if you have another solution, write a comment for me, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. There are a lot of videos to follow up and maybe challenge your math knowledge. Now I have two answers for y. Y is 1 plus I, or y is 1 minus I. These are both our solution. But x is 2 minus y. I can use this equation to find out what is x. X equals to, if y is 1 plus I, x is 2 minus 1 plus I. So x will be 2 minus 1 is 1 minus I. Okay, if I can show you by another color. These are the first pair, and for this equation we have 2 minus y, that y is here, y minus I. So x is 2 minus 1 is 1 minus minus plus I. So for another pair we have the two other solutions. Okay, I can write the solutions as a conclusion here. The first pair is x 1 plus I, and y is better to write this one first, 1 plus I. Or if x is here 1 plus I, then y is 1 minus I. Okay, these are actually the first one is there, and the second one is here. Actually, these are our solution for x and y, but we need to find A and B from the main question here. So we have to go further with the solution. I write here because we don't need there. Again, I erase everything and try to find out how much is the solution of the value of A and B. Okay, A, x and y, we can go further at first with the pair of the first solutions. We know A is x by a squared, both sides. We have A squared of x, and as the same procedure, B is a square root of a y squared. Now I can write the first pair here. A is x squared, y minus y squared. So by the, about the mathematical identity here. If you don't know, just follow my other videos, because I explained every video them. I just ignore here. Y squared plus y squared minus 2 times these two expressions. But y squared, I can write it here, y squared as our definition is minus 1. So I can write A as 1 minus 2i. These are cancelled, and then minus 2i. And the same procedure for B. B is y squared. For the first pair is 1 plus I squared. So 1 squared plus I squared plus 2 times I, and based up this equation, this definition actually, 1 minus 1 plus 2I, which is 2I. Okay, now B is 2I and I is here. Okay, I can here just write the conclusion here by erasing the first steps in this side. And now for first pair, with these equations, we have two answers. A is minus 2I and B is 2I. If you see, this expression is exactly as a symmetric form, so we don't need to go further with the calculation and everything, but you can try at home. But it's very clear. It's very clear for second pair. A and B is has a symmetric cross relation with them. It's 2I here and minus 2I here, because it exactly are the symmetric solution. So these are our solution for A and B in this system of equation. Again, if you have any other solution, please leave a message and write for me. Thank you for your attention.